Hey, what are the ugly sides to retiring early?
Aren't you bored every day just lying around doing nothing? Don't you guys worry about running out of money?
Hey guys, welcome back to another beautiful day here in paradise, Bali. Many of you have been asking me so many questions like the above. So today I'm gonna run through 6 uncomfortable truths about early retirement, as well as my suggestions for mitigating them based on our own experiences reaching FIRE and being retired here in Bali, Indonesia for the past 2 years. So uncomfortable truth number 1, retirement is a journey, not a destination.
For the record, lying around all day doing nothing in retirement is a myth.
It's always nice to have a few days of that here and there, but in reality, you do that for long stretches of time and you're probably going to be hit very, very hard with feelings of boredom, lack of self-worth, and you're going to be missing a sense of fulfillment. Retirement isn't a destination like Bali or Boracay. It really is the start of a new journey in your life. It's that stretch of time where you finally do those things you wanted to do, but always couldn't because you were so busy making money to survive. It can be anything, traveling the world, finally writing that book, or starting that, say, cross-stitch side hustle. If you never get past the myth, you'll probably end up getting bored and then end up going back to work and missing out on this amazing life adventure.
So, like every other journey, start planning. What is this epic adventure you want to spend your retirement time and money on?
Number 2, if you got bored doing your retirement stuff, maybe you're doing it wrong. So for a lot of people, their retirement jam is about traveling the world, right? That's a super common one. And it's amazing fun. You never feel more alive. And it's such a great challenge because actually you need so many different skills to travel properly, right? You need street smarts to navigate the touts and scams and other issues on the road. You need to be able to plan your itinerary, book the best travel deals, know how to haggle your prices. Not to mention stuff like riding a motorbike and scuba diving. And at the start, it's always epic, it's so incredible. But as the years go on, it can start feeling a little empty. The excitement and sense of achievement starts to plateau. And then you're gonna hit that point of diminishing returns. And it wasn't just in travel either. It was also my painting, my businesses, my surviving the nomad life thingy. I find that when left to remain largely undirected, most pursuits actually tend to lose their flavor with time. Another way of putting this is perhaps you feel yourself falling into stagnation or mediocrity. Thing is, if you're early retired on your own efforts, then you're probably more of the go-getter and achiever type of person. And that aspect of your personality doesn't change just because you've retired. You'll still be looking around and judging if you're spending your time meaningfully and productively. To this fix, personally, I found 2 solutions that worked really well for me. 1, either I start drilling deep down into the details of what I'm doing, or 2, I make it into a business. Take my dad. Baking is his great love in retirement, but he's not just baking anyhow for the fun of it. The last few years, he's in pursuit of baking the tastiest sourdough bread anyone has ever come across. Out of 365 days in a year, he's probably baked about, I'm guessing, maybe 400 sourdough loaves, 2 loaves each bake. He tweaks the recipes, the starter, the technique, the ingredients. He does some reverse engineering of sourdough bread that's commercially sold outside. It's been maybe 3 years and he's still going strong. So he set his own special sourdough bread goal and target and standards. Instead of just surfing and yogaing for fun, I became qualified instructors in both and eventually started both a yoga business and a surf school. And I learned so much more about both in the whole process. Whatever pursuit out there, if you start really drilling down, there's always more improvement to be had, more personal growth to pursue. Say you love pottery, don't just do it aimlessly to pass time. Polish up your skills, enter competitions, become a professional potter, do commissions as your retirement side hustle, or teach pottery classes. When you keep pushing yourself to those higher standards, because you're either really drilling down into the craft of it, or you're running it as an enterprise, you'll find new measures of productivity therein, and you won't be bored. Not to mention, if you're actually like us on lean fire, whatever side income you generate will help defray the cost of your interests and hobbies, so you don't need to tap on your long-term investments. Isn't that a really good deal? So 2 years ago, at the age of 38, I retired with my husband here in Bali. It's pretty early by most standards, and it's been a completely amazing journey. We've learned a lot, and I hope the insights we're sharing with you guys are useful. If you're on your own FIRE journey or already neck deep in retirement, smack that like button. Share with us in the comments below what your retirement looks like so far, how you're keeping busy, and whether you agree or disagree with the points we made here. Now, on to the third uncomfortable truth. It's hard, but you must defend your time. You probably retired so you can spend your time doing however you please, whenever you please. Most of us will have spent the vast majority of our lives thus far making a living, which means usually someone else is directing your time, either your boss or your clients. And we get really used to that. So then in retirement, self-directing your time becomes something new and kind of foreign. And if you look at retired folks in Singapore, after working jobs their entire lives, most of them graduate on in retirement working as free childcare services for their grandchildren. If that's their ultimate dream, and for some traditional older folks it definitely is, then it's wonderful. I'm really happy for them. But for some, it may not really be that, but they find themselves doing it anyway, kind of like by default, because they're just so used to allowing someone else to direct their time for them. There's always gonna be people around who will try to take advantage of your free time, asking you to run errands for them perhaps, or like for us here in Bali, we get so many requests from both people we know personally and complete strangers off the internet, asking us to do stuff like plan their holidays, show them around Bali, etc. Of course, we love hosting close friends and family, and we enjoy helping people generally, but sensibly speaking, our own private lives would just vanish if we were to entertain all the requests we get. You'll need to learn how to say no to people and how to strike balance. Retirement is as much about sharing your time with the people who matter to you as it is about having time for your own personal growth and development. Just be aware. Uncomfortable truth number 4, it's probably gonna be just you and your significant other from now on out. So upon retirement, your social scene is going to change drastically. Everyone else is at work or busy with their own stuff. You're either gonna have to learn to enjoy your own company a lot, or if you're lucky enough to have retired with your significant other, that's who you'll probably be spending majority of your retirement with. So best learn to get along companionably. Good communication is key, as it's just generally being a considerate and respectful human being. Through the pandemic and on the road this past decade, I've seen so many people who seem really surprised by the person their other half truly is when they start retirement and start traveling together 24/7 a day. But building that comfort to do stuff by yourself and building that wonderful relationship with your other half can also possibly be the most rewarding part of your retirement journey and your personal growth. Before I share with you the 5th uncomfortable truth, just a quick word from our sponsor of today's video, Moomoo Singapore. The stock market is historically one of the most popular ways to be invested. I myself hold a select number of US blue chip stocks and ETFs, and for over 10 months now, I've been using the Moomoo Singapore platform. The mobile app is intuitive, fast, easy to use. I get free real-time data and even level 2 quotes, plus the super competitive commission costs, including trading US stocks with 0 commission, saves me so much money. For a limited time now, new users of Moomoo Singapore get a kickstart with their investor starting kit worth up to 208 Sing dollars. When you sign up and deposit 100 Sing dollars into the Moomoo Universal account, Moomoo throws in 2 Sing dollars cashback every day for the first 10 days. That's a gift of 20 Sing dollars absolutely free on a deposit of $100 or more. deposit 2,000 Sing dollars and perform 2 buy trades, you'll receive 1 free Coca-Cola share worth about 80 Sing dollars. If you deposit 10,000 Sing dollars and perform 7 buy trades, they'll give you a 108 Sing dollar cash coupon, no questions asked. I strongly believe that in today's day and age, to be financially capable necessarily means one must be putting their money to work for them in one way or another, so why not take advantage of these offers right now? For more info, click on the link in the description below. Uncomfortable truth number 5, your money plans are never as foolproof as you think. All retirement, whether it's the regular kind or FIRE, really all boils down to the financial planning behind it, right? And the most uncomfortable truth of all may be that your retirement funds are never as foolproof as you plan for, especially if your plans are supposed to span 30, 40, even 50 years in the case of early retirement. Expert predictions and assumptions go wrong, you made a mistake in your portfolio planning because of all the bias that we all carry, bear markets happen, black swan events, grey rhino events, so many things. No matter the plan, no matter how much stress testing you did before you dove into it, the unexpected often happens. And the sooner you come to terms with this uncomfortable truth, the sooner you can move on to hedging against the risks you can predict. Most retirees, they're working their financial planning and nest egg around the 4% drawdown rule, right? So the US stock market has had a phenomenal run for the last 10, 12 years or so. Now, of course, things are looking a little different for the foreseeable future. So those who have been conservative and who have refrained from tapping their long-term investments will have more breathing space now to ride out this bear market, however long it may last. Friends who have been following our journey for a while now know that a dominant portion of our retirement here in Bali consists of rental income from a number of real estate investments. And unfortunately, in the last 2 years since we started retirement, Europe is again at war. Soaring energy prices have driven up the cost of living across the world, and everywhere, massive inflation is now a huge issue. Thankfully, we have so far managed to resolve whatever disruptions we've experienced, but basically yet another uncomfortable truth in retirement is that managing your money to make it last till the end takes up more time than you think. Don't just go to sleep on it. Continually look to diversify the eggs in your basket and be open to adjusting your money plans, like rebalancing your portfolio or changing how you invest your retirement arsenal as different opportunities present themselves over time. You may not need to work for money any longer, but doing stuff that fuels your personal growth and that generates some extra side income as a bonus is never a bad thing. Uncomfortable truth number 6, no point sweating the small stuff. You all know I'm a big fan of simple frugal living and no pretenses, whereas happy dining in a fancy restaurant as we are eating at the local warungs here. Sometimes more happy actually, but many of us can also easily get carried away diving into the itty-bitty details of frugal living. You know, spending 2 hours here looking up deals and coupons that end up saving you 10 bucks. 3 hours there figuring out how to maximize your air miles. Should you lock in that 3.5% fixed deposit rate now or wait till next week where maybe it might be 3.7%? I mean, it can be fun, and then it can also be a lousy use of your time. You can do it if you enjoy the challenge. Just know that so long as you get the big stuff right, your retirement's probably going to work out just fine. So don't sweat the small stuff. Big things include stuff like keeping on top of your overall general expenses, you know, doing your taxes right, maintaining a balanced and diversified portfolio. So as long as you keep on top of all of that, I think that's about 95% of the big picture, really. Conversely, what I'm also saying is that if you blow up your retirement finances by, for example, trying to go big or go home on crypto, no amount of coupon cutting is gonna save you from having to go back to a job. So yeah, that's my take on not sweating the small stuff. We'll all retire at some point of our lives, whether early or late, voluntarily or unwillingly. It all boils down to choice and advanced planning. Just what I've personally observed is that if you cut out all the noise and distraction in life, what do you think are the real currencies we truly trade in? The way I see it, it's four things. It's money, time, youth, and health. Just think about it. Everything we do throughout our entire lives is really us trading one of these for the other. And early retirement is that one anomaly where you're in a position to spend all four currencies at once simultaneously, and that maximizes your experience of life. A really clear illustration of this is traveling. You can travel in your 60s and 70s, sure. That's what most people will end up doing. And it's great, you see these folks really enjoying seeing new things, being very happy. But it's often in the form of like lots of cruise trips around the world. And that's cool too, but they'll never experience what it's like to try learning to surf or sail and getting all salty and burned and muscle achy, but happily exhausted. Or they'll never try anything more vigorous and adventurous, like, say, backpacking your way through Europe, crashing in youth hostels, meeting crazy people from Iceland or wherever, and doing silly things together. We all have two lives: the life that we currently live and the life we could possibly live. So then, which life would you choose? Tell me in the comments below. And don't tell me you wouldn't retire early because you just wouldn't really know what to do. That's just a cop-out answer because, yeah, well, you're too lazy to do the legwork and try new stuff and understand yourself. Thanks for watching as always. Speak again next Saturday. Bye!